Stand, open Yakadam, turn to face the east. Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, and find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shumkat, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'at, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Hashemayim, Atamdanah, Lacham, Ko, Yabam, Wasalakana, Habawakana, Kasalakana, Habawakina, Wala, Tabiana, Banasawan, Abo, Aushana, Mayan, Brad, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'al, Wata Parat, Lawalam, Yaman.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Amen. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahari, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azari, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ba'aratazah, Ayatan, Lamawat, Magal, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Anna, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayisham, Shalmar, Yashab, Yahweh, Shamark, Yahweh, Tazal, Aliyah, Yamyam, Yawamam, Ashamak, La'ah, Yakaka, Barak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamark, Korai, Yashamark, Atnapaska, Yahweh, Yashamark, Taza'at, Wabuak, Why? Oh no.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes.
Unto
the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel, shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore.
Prayer for the power and evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Baba Kushai. The thunder now. The cat. Larpa'ah. Call Makalah. Call Madawat. The cat. Latahar. Hamatazar. The cat. Lahakmi. Hamati. The cat. Arakawat. Atamala. Nagarsan. Bashim Yahushai. What a month.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Pray to bless Israel and the evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Barak Wayashai. Wabayat. Sapari. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magan. At this time, you can say the name of the loved one once. Everyone repeats the name once. Follow us on social media. It's at the name of loved ones and the prayers up with you.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Students.
Students.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
ISUK Minnesota.
ISUK Minnesota.
Ashamato.
Ashamato.
Marakapat.
Marakapat.
Kawan Ya'ala.
Kawan Ya'ala.
Amungabar.
Amungabar.
Badashayan.
Badashayan.
Kanagabar.
Kanagabar.
Tarak.
Tarak.
Kunaya Ya'ala.
Kunaya Ya'ala.
Satar Ya'ala.
Satar Ya'ala.
Shagar Ariyah.
Shagar Ariyah.
Tawala.
Tawala.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Zion.
Zion.
Samuel.
Samuel.
Sapara.
Sapara.
Makawana.
Makawana.
Yapa.
Yapa.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Shara.
Shara.
Izara.
Izara.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
All the brothers going through Hebrew Academy.
All brothers going through Hebrew Academy.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Reds.
UPK Reds.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Markapat.
Markapat.
Anali.
Anali.
Nakatas family.
Nakatas family.
Raphael.
Raphael.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Miriam.
Mary.
Malak.
Malak. Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Go out on my.
Go out on my. In the English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In school.
Bless him, she'll protect.
Bless you, she'll protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of
In
Yahushua.
the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alain.
Alahai.
Adam Yalaka.
Adam Yalaka.
Alta Karash.
Ata Karash.
Walta Shakwa.
Alta Shakwa.
Oh.
Oh.
Yahana.
Yahana.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yahami Yawan.
Yahami Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Aramak.
Amak.
Yariyam.
Yariyam.
Sawat.
Sawat.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Yatazwa.
Tazwa.
Altazwa Panika.
Alta Pamika.
Amaru.
Amar.
Akawa.
Akawa.
Manakakidam.
Mankayadam.
Magawi.
Magali.
Wala Ayazaka.
Wala Ayatakar.
Shamya Shal.
Shamya Sha'ab.
Awad.
Iwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Naitazwa.
Tazwa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakharwa.
Yakad.
Ayaka.
Ayak.
Bayat.
Maria.
Yakaraku.
Nakarat.
Ahawi.
Ahawi.
Arwam.
Arawam.
Waya Shamai Alayam.
Vayashamai Alayam.
Mawab.
Mawa'ab.
Wahagari.
Wa'akari.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Wa'amwa.
Wa'amu.
Wa'amlat.
Wa'amalak.
Parashat.
Alashat.
Amishabi.
Adishat.
Tazawar.
Tazawur.
Gam Ashabur.
Gam Ashabur.
Nalwa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Aimam.
Aywa.
Aiwa.
Zarwa.
Sarawat.
Labani Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salat.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamagi.
Kamadi.
Kasaya Sara'at.
Kasiya Sara'at.
Kayabi.
Kiyabi.
Banachal.
Wanako.
Warashwan.
Kuyashwa.
Ashamarwa.
Yashamat.
Bayanda Arb.
Bayanda Ar.
Aywa.
Aiwa.
Daman.
Tamam.
Ladam.
Ladam.
Shatamu.
Shatam.
Nariya Maw.
Nariyab Maw.
Kara.
Kara.
Wakizahaba.
Wasa'ab.
Wakizba.
Kasabat.
Wakatizal Manai.
Wakatizom Manah.
Kalna Sarakam.
Kaunasa Kam.
Asha.
Asho.
Maru.
Amar.
Narasha.
Narisha.
Nawa.
Nanawa.
It's like that. Nawa.
Nawa.
Alain.
Alahai.
Alaya.
Alahaya.
Shatamu.
Shantam.
Kagogla.
Kagogla.
Kagwash.
Sukwas.
Lapanya Roka.
Napanya Roka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Sabira Yairu.
Tabiri Iron.
Wakalahaba.
Wahab.
Alahat.
Alahat.
Aryam.
Hard.
Kandar Datma.
Kandar Tap.
Pasarika.
Basarika.
Wabaswapatka.
Basu Patka.
Tabalam.
Alaham.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyam.
Panya.
Walawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Waga Kwashwa.
Shamka.
Shuka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Waya Bahal.
Adi Adi.
Aya Ad.
Waya Khaparwa.
Waya Kapar.
Waya Abarwa.
Waya Abad.
Waya Daiwa.
Waya Da'ai.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Shamka.
Shuka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labatka.
Labat.
Aliwan.
All you want.
Ah. Ko.
Call.
Rakasa.
Sorry, Christ. In the English, do not thou silence.
Not outside.
O Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Not that peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
Yahweh.
below.
Below.
That enemies make a tumult.
That enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let's cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Moab.
The Hagarenes.
Hagarenes.
The Baal.
And
Ammon.
And
Amalek. The Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also joined with them.
So is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah. Doing to them as unto the Midianites.
Doing to them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As the Sisera.
As the Jabin.
As the Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make them nobles like a red.
And nobles like a red.
And like Zeed.
Like Zeed.
Yea. All the princes as Sabbath.
All the princes of Sabbath.
And as the moon.
And as the moon.
Who said. Let us take to ourselves.
Let's take to ourselves.
The house of Yahweh.
The house of Yahweh.
In possession.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
The flames set the mountain on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
To the face of the shame.
To the face of the shame.
That they may seek thy name.
They might seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let it be confounded in trouble forever.
Let it be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let it be put to shame and perish.
Let it be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou.
And men may know that thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the earth.
The most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
All things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Since he was a curse.
He was a curse.
And punishment and instruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against
Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. In the school.
In the school.
Since he was a curse.
He was a curse.
Punishment and instruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
That refused to give to the school.
That refused to give to the school.
Forced their riches.
Forced their riches.
Sent to thy sanctuary.
Sent to thy sanctuary.
Since he was a curse.
He was a curse.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation. And the
drug
dealers.
dealers.
Courses.
The
prisons. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church. The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Cosmopolitans. Gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spy. Works of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. In the airway. The cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Will try to stop us. And broadcast your word. Throughout the planet Earth. They lose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shah. Michael and Gabriel. Come down to find sauce. And punish all of the evil. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you always. So be it.
So
Sorry. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yashala. Yashabia, be seated.
Shalom, Israel. As you know, this is ISUK Minnesota with the Sabbath service. All right. Even though it's Sabbath service, if anybody has any questions or concerns, go ahead and ask it in the chat. Otherwise, follow along. Last night during last month of Dash, I gave out a very useful app that you can use to track the Hebrew for last month of Dash for Sabbath service. I'll be giving that to you a little bit later.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw class last night. Yeah, it's a great tool to follow along so no one is confused based on what we are speaking, because ancient Hebrew is a completely the original language for the Israelites, and is it sounds completely different than English,
right.
What we have been taught in this captivity. All right, or any other language that you have may learn throughout slavery. Okay. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get it. We are going to go into Ezekiel, the 18th chapter, verses 5 through 11. All right, 7 verses.
Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 5. In the Hebrew. Why you shot? Kaya Yahaya. Tazadaya. Tazadaya. Why you shot? Masupa. Tazadakwa. Al Haharium. La'a. A call. Why Yanyu? La'a. Nasha. Nasha. Allah. Allah. Allah Galawalgi. Bayat. Yashala. Wa'ad Sha'at. Rahuwa. La'a. Tama'a. Wala. Asha. Nada. La'a. Yakurab. Number 7. Wayash. La'a. Yamna. Kabalatu. Kawab. Yashiyab. It's like Yashab.
Say one time, you what?
Yashiyab. Yashiyab. That's a lot. La'a. Wagazal. Lakamwa. Larai. Yathan. Wairiyam. Yakasa. Bazat. Bagat. Rasik. Banshak. La'ai Yathan. Watharabia. La'a. Yakwa. Ma'wala. Yashiyab. Yarwa. Mashpat. Amak. Yaisha. Bayan. Aisha. Laisha. Layash. There's none. Bakakwa. Bakakwa. One second. Bakakwarathia. Yahala. Wamashapakia. Ayash. Layash. There's none. Bakakwathia. Yahala. Wamashapatia. Shema. Laishwa. Ama. Tazaria. Hawa. Aya. Yahaya. Naam. Adanya. Yahweh. Understand? Wahawala. Ya. Ban Pariatasa. Supak. Dam. Waisha. Ata. Makat. Mala. Verse 11. Wahawa. Ata call Allah. La'a, Aisha, Kaya, Gam, Allah, Ahaharium, Akal, Wa'atasha. Right, what? Tama. That's the end of love.
Yeah, most of the words, all right. All right, good work. All right, so since I wasn't here last week to do the service with Officer Mungabar, all right. I did catch it a little bit. If you could just speed me up as far as what was the main topic of Ezekiel?
So
educate me, brother.
So a lot of it was going over again, being in the different captivities and trying to kind of buy our way out by trying to side with different rulers and different kings, different kingdoms. So again, like a lot of people been kind of feigning towards with the wars between, like, even in like the Middle Eastern wars, how they damn near sending out videos to Iraq, like, hey, don't bomb us, like, we ain't part of them, like almost like trying to make a peace treaty with these other kingdoms.
Right.
And talking about like the covenants that he made with these men and the covenants that were made with the Most High, and how even though you're making them covenants with men, like you're gonna try to break that too, thinking that you're gonna be able to get out of a bad deal, making another bad deal. You're still gonna get judged for it. Making a covenant with the Most High, breaking that, you're gonna get judged for that in the sight of the nations.
Right. Okay. Well, no, and that does sound about right, because there was a part when I was watching that you did mention that. You definitely did mention that, and it was pretty straightforward too. And really, I mean, from chapter 17, I want to say from chapter 17 to 18, it's pretty much talking about the same thing, but it's getting more in depth.
Right.
And that's what the Lord does a lot in the Bible. Like He will, exaggerate or elaborate on something, on a topic. Like if y'all read the book of Proverbs, have you ever read the whole book?
I've been through it. I can't necessarily say verbatim if I read the whole thing like that.
Okay. So like, of course, I mean, if you read a whole book, of course, you're gonna have to go back to it, just like every book in the Bible, right? The Bible, of course, is not just a regular book. It's more than that. It's not like a regular book that like this, it's not like this. Nature knows no color line, but like this Bible, you're gonna have to keep going back to it. But there's like 3 or more chapters where the Most High elaborates on what a fool and a wise person is. And it's like, God damn, like, you would think that by 1 or 2 chapters, the point was made. But He gives out so many scenarios to watch for, to look for. And He gives examples for poor people, of the poor, the rich, the rulers of the earth, your kings. Like today, who's looked at as a king? Like presidents, maybe? Presidents, governors, things of that sort. So, this is what's going on in chapter 17 and 18. Of course, there's a little bit more in 18 as you go towards the end, if anybody has read ahead. All right. So yeah, that was good then. So let's go ahead and let me see something. All right, yeah, you go ahead and start at verse 5.
Okay, Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 5 in English. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, verse 6, and hath not eaten upon the mountains, neither hath lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither hath defiled his neighbor's wife, neither hath come near to a menstruous woman.
So right now it's giving examples First part is, but if a man be just, what does just mean?
Fair.
Fair. For some reason, a lot of people don't understand. People in the world don't understand that a lot of these words are not what they are today. Right. It's not modern. Right. We're dealing with a book that's older than everybody. It's older than, your grandmother, your grandfather, your parents, my parents. Their parents and their parents. Like, this book is thousands and thousands of years old. These words meant something different at a time. That's why everyone knows that one word has multiple definitions to it. That's why we say it's based on context. That's why everyone who comes up against the ISUK, they get crushed because they're dealing with today's time. They're not dealing with the past time when these battles was happening amongst Christ and not disciples. Well, Christ and the disciples battling against the world, the Sadducees and Pharisees. You know what I mean? Like, even back then, that was a problem. They had the wrong interpretation, the wrong idea of what the scriptures were saying in the first place. Okay? So, but if a man be just, meaning be fair, all right, and do that which is lawful and right, then it continues to verse 6. Read that one more time.
Verse 6. And hath not eaten upon the mountains, neither hath lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel. Mm-hmm. Neither hath defiled his neighbor's wife, neither hath he come near to a menstruous woman.
Okay. And what is a menstruous woman? A menstruous woman? It's like it.
On a cycle.
Right, a woman that's on her flower. The world calls it, a period, but we call it a flower. All right, or on her cycle or her monthly. Those terms should be, understandable to pretty much understand what that's talking about. Okay, or even a lot of women today say they're menstrual. All right.
And if I could offer something, mm-hmm. So again, when it's talking about has not eaten upon the mountains, the mountains are synonymous with like governments or world powers.
There you go, yeah.
So you ain't now Yahushua had sat with the publicans and with the sinners, but he wasn't sitting there kicking it with Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Like those publicans and sinners were his own people.
Right.
So now we're not gonna extort ourselves to go try to get into the political arena. If we were to see like an alderman or something like that, or a state senator or congressman or something like at a bar, at a club, at a bowling alley, at the park, wherever, at the library, at a street speaking, if you were to come into class, we chop it up with them. We'd invite them in if they was a brother or sister, of course. But we're not trying to make it in good with the Senate and with the House of Congress.
Right.
We ain't eating with them. We ain't breaking bread with them like that.
Right. And pretty much like we're not trying to make a covenant with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's on point. I was gonna get to that next, but he hit it on the nail. You know what I mean? That's it. Like if you ain't no wrong with sitting with, like let's say that you want to go meet up with a devil as far as business. Don't you know that Daniel was into trading?
Right.
Yeah, he was in trading. So the prophet Daniel in the Bible, he was a businessman. He was a brother from the gutters. If you know where he was from, and you knew about the time or the city where he was from the ghetto, the gutters. All right, that you see all over the U.S., outside of the U.S. And he used to go do business with heathens, but not to get converted to whatever the hell that they were doing. He was doing business, and that's it. There was no personal ties, just business. And when it comes to us doing things, as far as with these devils, it's all business. But just understand this: everyone can't say that because people try to have these devils and other ethnicities that are not Israelites try to make them family,
right?
Put them put them on a pedestal. That's why IUIC, of course, that sister got killed. because they decided to let someone into their own, own space, whereas it was supposed to be separate, but because it wasn't, the problem was a sister lost her life behind a stinking, disgusting Hamite, as known as Africans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we sit down for an interview, when we sit down, at the council table, or we go out to lunch to meet up with someone who has great power in the city at that time or moment, we are doing business and that's it. All right, we are not funded. We fund ourselves. If you do not know, in the UPK, ain't nobody rich in the UPK, right? There's not a individual brother or sister rich in the UPK, but together we are very rich.
Damn right.
If I got money, you got money. If she got money, I got money. Like, we come together, we bring our money together to help each other. How do you think that the Passover is going to happen? Did Florida, decide to, the governor of Florida, the president of Florida, decide to fund that? Not at all. We did it because of our hard work and dedication. Tithes are very much important. Tithes helps for the things that you need in that time, or time of need, I should say. I said it backwards, the same thing. You know what I mean? If you need food in your refrigerator, we have a food program. Not just a food drive program, but we actually have a food shelf or shelter program in the school. All right, you should see all the brothers and sisters who post on Facebook, thanking Commander Hana to the fact that they gotta even buy a second deep freezer because of how much food that they have been receiving.
Right.
Your rent gets paid. Pay your tithes, and when you fall on hard times, just watch how the Lord helps you. If you're not paying the tithes and you're trying to ask for something from the school, it might be a different story. Because maybe you're not paying your tithes. Maybe you're not going to camp. Maybe you've been an issue in your own city. Who wants to help that? When someone else deserves this food, the clothes, the money, versus you. All right? Yes, we help out our nation, our people, but don't get it twisted. We ain't giving out things just to give it out. All right? We do everything in practicality, how it is in the Bible. Okay? But so like this, sister did ask a question real quick. Otherwise, that was a good point, Amar. The sister says, Salaki, this is a question. This question is off topic, but I'm genuinely curious about what Passover Demas is referring to. I keep seeing posts about this subject and really not sure what it's supposed to mean. You want to hit that?
Okay. All right. So Passover demons. These are going to be. It's going to be some of the dumbest, some of the stupidest demons that come into play. That's going to talk you out of and make you weary of decisions that you need to make to secure your funds, your traveling, your the lodging. It's going to get you all worked up over your garments. Like this, that, and the third. You're gonna get like you might even get second doubts about things, about even coming to the Passover. Why am I gonna spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $1,200 to go do this thing when I could use that to pay bills and rent and I mean again, Lord Allah, if you're doing anything right, you're paying your rent, you're paying your bills. You ain't got to worry about that ahead of time either. But there's going to be situations that pop up that are going to make you, that are going to tempt you to fall back and give you, try to fabricate an excuse to not attend the Passover, to not keep the Passover,
right?
To be selfish about your money, to be unbrotherly and unsisterly about coming to the Passover. And about doing this for your family, for your culture. And it could be like I'm still working on this one garment that I'm trying to make piss everybody off, all the brothers. And in the spirit of brotherly love, I'm trying to piss everybody off with this garment. I got things that come in the way of me getting into that work. I got items that I'm trying to make to show the love for the brothers and the sisters. I got 9 to 5s that get in the way of that. It could be family, it could be your kids,
It could be your bank account. It could be your PO. If you were jailbird, it could be, you know, a number of different things. It's just it's a distraction. It's a temptation. You gotta be able to see that in any situation. You gotta be able to understand the spirit behind it and recognize that. Listen, you just trying to stop me from getting this work done. You're just trying to stop me from going. You're trying to stumble me up so that I lose heart.
Right.
And it's a normal thing. You got brothers and sisters and students and young men and troopers and officers and captains, and I'm sure even the generals, you know, get hit with this too. You're not alone in that either. Right. You know, I wouldn't want anybody to think that their situation is, now your situation is solely your situation. Whatever demon you got, that's a demon that's on you. Based off whatever, like, you know, your environment and things like that. But you're not alone. You ain't the only one that's getting hit with that. I just named a couple of them, you know, that I'm going through with this.
Right.
Now, even if I got to come back down there again, and, you know, I'll be salty for it, but if I got to come back down there with an unfinished garment or no garment at all, all right, so be it. But I'm going to the Passover.
Right. That's right.
Even if I got to wear my work uniform, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to the Passover. Right. This is happening.
Right. That's right.
All that other stuff is meant to mess you up.
That's right.
You got to recognize that.
That's right.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's right. That's what a Passover demon is. It's you know, I mean, demons are demons, but this Passover demon is just specifically for Passover. It's to stop you from getting there in a nutshell. You know what I mean? It's to mess up your plans to get into the Passover. Now, the Passover demon don't stop when you get there. Understand that the Passover demon will continue to work as you're there and as you're leaving out. You know what I mean? That's why Jeremy Hyman made that class, or it's like he said in class, if anyone disrupts anything concerning the Passover, you are leaving.
Yeah.
And he made clear examples on if he sees or hears any troubles, you, the children, the wife, the husband, whatever, you're all going. He said he doesn't give a damn. You're getting kicked out the hotel. He said you might just have to sleep at the airport if you cannot afford it. So that's it. Because now he made this very clear. The Passover is not about us.
Right.
It is about Christ and the Most High for sure. You gotta understand that. This is not about us. Yes, we are. You gotta understand why we are celebrating the Passover.
Right.
I mean, can you answer that part? Why do we celebrate the Passover?
So in remembrance of what the Lord has done for us.
Yes.
When we were being oppressed, when we were being persecuted and destroyed by another nation.
Right.
Very similar to our conditions here in America.
Right. Yeah. That's what it's about. All right. We are giving thanks to the Most High. We are remembering what He has done for us. And that's what every high holy day and holy convocation is. Like, for example, a Sabbath is a holy convocation, right? A high holy day is what the Passover is, at least one of them, right? So, even with a holy convocation, it has something to do with the Lord. We burn in the Most High's favorite incense. You feel me? We got the wine. We got the wine. You feel me? We got the the whole setup, the books. We got the bread plate, the chalice, the oils, the manarah, which is the menorah, all right, in Hebrew. You got the scrolls that has the 5 books of Moses in it. You got the horn. You got the whole set. You got the holy garments, the warlike apparel garments that Christ wore. All this has to do with the Most High. It has nothing to do with us in the sense of vainglory. It has something to do with us as it being a part of our culture, but this is all for the Most High. Understand that. And also too, them tithes. The Most High don't give a damn about money. What the hell is money to the Most High? Nothing. But when you give tithes, it shows your place of obedience and diligence.
Right.
And the Bible does say where your treasures are.
Is your house. Is your heart.
Yes. Yeah.
Heart.
Yeah. So wherever you put your treasures at, meaning your money, that's where your heart is at. All right. Paraphrasing for it. So whatever you put your money into, whether it's your body, whores, drugs, alcohol. What else is there out there? Food. If you were a goddamn glutton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, so many ways to be a glutton. I just named some of them pretty much anyway. If you put your money into books, things that's going to help and better your department or better the school. All right, like all those things matter. Okay, and everything is done in moderation as well. Not drugs, that's for sure.
Right.
I just want to throw that out there. Drugs is not done in moderation. It should be done not at all. Okay. Let the heathens get all high and tore up so we can overcome them, so we can get our kingdom back. Imagine that, man. Imagine every Black and Hispanic person not being influenced by America.
Right.
And it was just them being influenced. We would be on top, and we would be unstoppable. And that time is approaching and it's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, sure. So yeah, just ask that question. The sister said, "The water, you're on the bar to you, sis." You know what I mean? She said that was deep as well.
Yeah. No sign of prayers.
All right. So let's get back to it. Verse 7.
So like real quick, if I could, just a couple things I wanted to touch on.
Yeah,
quick, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Again, have not eaten upon the mountains. We don't take. We're not going to sell this out for nothing. We're not going to take a bite off. We done already sold out. Now there's a verse, and it's like, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna paraphrase it real quick. Damn, how's it go? Like we sold ourselves to the Most High. We got bought for a price.
Oh, okay.
We already sold out. That Kool-Aid was that good. So I like it. But
yeah, and this Kool-Aid is
yeah,
good.
Damn good. Good Kool-Aid. What can I say? Black folk. Not to mention Kool-Aid. But and people want to try to equate that to taking a 501c3. We use that to build the nation and help fund the food and clothing departments.
Right.
The rehab, the prison programs. And the counseling. Ain't nobody getting a Benz, a Rolls Royce, a 5G plane, a satellite phone, gold teeth off of the 501c3. We're doing that for the people. And you're gonna hear a lot of people talk about that 501c3 for whatever reason. Ezra had a 501c3 from the Persian Empire.
Yeah, right.
Like this ain't nothing different to utilize.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
We do not sell out for that 501c3.
Right.
Neither had lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel. Israel did not have inherently. We didn't have idols. We are a monotheism, monotheistic, I believe is the term, culture. One God.
Yeah, you're right.
But now
that's perfect.
What this is talking about, his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel. So the things that we did sell out for in the sight of other nations, were following that golden calf coming out of Egypt, trying to resurrect that. Greek worship, this, that, and the third. We got the Babylonian captivity, we got the Assyrian captivity, the Egyptian captivity.
Right.
Things that we took out of those cultures. And then neither had defiled his neighbor's wife, neither had come near to a menstruous woman. So that's also kind of showing two different extremes.
Right.
So, I mean, defiling a neighbor's wife, committing adultery, that's a death penalty offense. Coming near to a menstruous woman, you're just unclean for overnight to the next sundown.
Well, I mean, if a woman is on her flower.
Yeah, if you come in contact with her.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it's going from a death penalty offense to, listen, you just unclean until the next sundown.
Right.
It's showing two different, extreme levels of kind of violations in a sense.
Right.
But, one of them is in a direct offense to the Most High.
Right.
The other one is more so, it's not a sin to be unclean because of your woman's menstrual cycle. It's not a sin to be unclean because you was in the birthing womb when your wife gave birth.
Right.
It's not a sin to be unclean because you went to a funeral, you was around a dead body.
Right.
It's not a sin necessarily to having to have come into contact with the corpse of a dead an unclean animal.
Right.
That's not necessarily a sin.
Right.
Just there are protocols that you need to follow up with afterwards.
Right.
Like
it's
like
no, I was gonna say like it's more of like it can become a mistake.
Right.
A mistake. Now a sin can become a mistake, but that's a different context. That we can get into another time.
Right.
We understand that part.
No,
right?
kind of. Yeah.
Because I mean, every mistake is not a sin necessarily. It all depends on what the situation is. You feel me? But the Bible will explain what a sin is versus you making a mistake. You know what I mean? You have something like I'll give you an example. You trip over something, and let me see how do I say it. Let me see. Cause I'm thinking about the stumbling block. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, okay.
So a stumbling block, of course, can make you sin.
Right.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? A stumbling block can become a sin. Otherwise, a mistake can be you speaking about something. You know how you speak, how you carry yourself. You may be speaking about a situation that you don't know that the next person in the room is terribly battling with. That can be a mistake based on your communication. That's what the Bible says. You have to be seasoned with salt. Ain't no wrong with just talking about games, sports and certain things, but keep it appropriate.
Right.
Keep it in the spirit of the Most High. I mean that's really how you want to do it. You don't want to go back into the worldly perspective of how people speak. I mean how you used to speak. You want to be very careful because that can influence demons.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll understand this. Wherever you are at, there are angels and demons that are that's always present. Maybe you can't see them. And this ain't no, hooky spooky stuff. This is real life. There are things that are around us that we cannot physically see with our own eyes, right? Unless the Most High reveals it to you. But understand that angels and demons are watching everything. All right. Angels take a report based on everything that you do, every second, every minute. As we're teaching class, this is being recorded that we're speaking about it and that we're teaching about it and that we're at Sabbath service right now. All this stuff is being recorded as we speak, right? And every disgusting thing that comes out your mouth, everything that you may say against someone, all those things, are being recorded. So what you want to do is, be careful, all right? Because you don't want to make a mistake of, tempting somebody to do something that they should not be doing, all right? And you don't want to, and also too, the Bible helps you with that.
Right.
The Bible does say in 1 Corinthians, I want to say the 10th chapter, I believe, don't quote me yet, but I know it's 1 Corinthians, where Paul said that the Most High will make an escape for you when it comes time for temptation. There's always going to be an exit door. Okay, you want to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. There's always going to be an exit, for you. Don't ever lie to yourself and say that, well, I didn't know how to get out this jam and situation. That's the time when you lean on brothers, when you don't know how to do something or how to handle a situation. Because you might make matters worse if you try to handle it on your own.
Okay. That could be a Passover demon.
There you go.
And that could be an any day demon, but that's a good example too.
Absolutely.
A lot of people gonna be stressed out over trying to get all this shit done. That's understandable. Just don't let it,
Right. And for the brothers and sisters who had contacted me in Minnesota as far as Passover, just understand that we are working on it. You know who you are. Don't sweat it. We are gonna find a way. Even if we have to sacrifice some things, which every Passover we always have to sacrifice something. You know what I mean? And that's brotherhood and sisterhood. Who gives down? All right. As long as we all get there, we are there for one mission only, is to remember the Lord and what He did for us, And of course, afterwards, hey, we are going to have a good time.
Damn right.
You know, we have a UK term how we are going to get tore up.
Okay, I don't
of course, we are not allowed to get drunk and scummy and all those other things, but meaning that we are going to have a good time because people who like to get all drunk and stuff, they call it a good time. But getting all drunk and stuff, your ass will make plenty of sins and mistakes.
Brothers and sisters gonna dance. They're gonna rap. They might sing. Somebody's gonna lose their chest.
Yes. Yeah, kind of. It's gonna be a good time. That mansion party last year.
Yeah, man.
Boy, that was fun. Like, no one can tell me nothing. I was over there dancing my ass off. I had a good time.
I was sitting in the background moving around.
I know. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I got you on video too. Yeah. I might have to expose you a little bit. Like,
please do.
But the whole point is, passive demons is real. So be mindful, be careful. Ask all the questions that you need. If you see something that's off, bring it to someone's attention. Just ask and see if this is right and that is wrong. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to protect each other. We are not trying to hurt each other. Okay. And also too, I keep hearing this word, spiritual eye. That's very Christian. If you hear someone say that we have a spiritual eye, there's no such thing. I don't know what the hell that is. That's something that General Hyman just brought out, and I always thought it was Christian. We have to be careful with those words, with using spirituality and spirit. There's no such thing as a spiritual eye. Okay? It's just the Most High woke you up from being in the world. Now you're in the truth. You see things more clearly. But we don't call it a spiritual eye. That's not in the Bible. All right? Okay? If we do use that term, it should be used as playful, as more as a, playful is just an insult, because that's what those people who get high off of the drugs, the shrooms, and what's that? Chakras. Yeah, hallucinogenics, chakras, however the hell you say it. All that stuff. Yeah, I believe the spiritual eye is what the pineal gland.
The third eye, the pineal gland.
Yeah, all that stuff like that. That is garbage. All right, we don't have a spiritual eye. We don't use that term. If you don't hear no one use the term in UPK, just don't say it at all. But if you're curious, ask. All right. Otherwise, don't use it. Okay, because that sounds very Christian if you think about it. I don't hear that sound in UPK at all. Have you ever heard someone use that term, spiritual eye?
No.
Exactly. See, there we go. Okay, there we go. I only heard one brother use it, but he was just playing around with it in class. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna let you get back to it. So like, excuse me, real quick. I can rock me. Okay. So like, give me 1 second.
I remember the first time I heard that, I was like,
yeah,
it does. It does. And you're gonna get a lot of that thing from people that are trying to sound smart, trying to sound spiritually in depth, attuned, knowledgeable, cool shit. And it sounds good to people who are on drugs. It absolutely does. There's a lot of us coming from that world that again used to think that made sense, and then you finally get sober and you realize that was that stumbling block. That was more of a burden than anything else. All right, but to get back to this, verse 7, and hath not oppressed any, but hath restored to the debtor his pledge, hath spoiled none by violence, hath given his bread to the hungry, and hath covered the naked with a garment. So hath not oppressed any, but hath restored to the debtor his pledge. So you're not gonna, I guarantee you there's somebody out there that owes you $5, man. And they could never pay back because they broke as hell themselves. You was probably broke as hell when you borrowed them the $5. Or even if you had the money, shit, $5, $10, $20, $100 because you had it, and it's like, hey, your family, your friend, if I got it, you got it. But you're not gonna sit there and run them into the dirt because they owed you some money. You're not gonna make them feel bad or demean them because they owed you some money.
Right.
or because you did you did them a favor some years ago and you looking for something back. Right. Even if you're in need. Now, even if they say no, you're not going to sit there and throw that back in their face. Just, all right, that is what it is. All right, so no. Or, I mean, if you're in the school to see a counselor, it's a measure of, what's the word I'm looking for? Civility among people that we practice over here. Again, ain't everybody got to be your bowling partner. Yeah, they ain't got to be your spades partner. They ain't got to be your best friend. But when you get to the Passover, shalom, you salute them. That's right. And you dead all that old shit. Right. And because I mean, all of us should be dead. Right. The only people that I know that should be alive, that deserve that shot because they born brand new into it, like literally born brand new into it. Kawan Gabar daughter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh no, Salaki. I said it wrong. I had both of them mixed up. Kanagabar. I was thinking Kawan Yala. Kanagabar. Salaki. Kanagabar daughter and Kawhi daughter. She born brand new into this, man. She deserve a fighting chance. She don't need to go through that again. She already went through something, but she back. Right. Give her that grace. Right. The rest of us that are having kids, that are watching over these kids, we the ones that we suffered that first death. Right. And there's something
I do want to say this though, although some people may be born into the truth, they still owe their life to Yahweh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because and the reason being is because they could have never have came back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so like that's something that I learned from I learned that from many men, but one captain, in particular, General Hyman's son, Captain Aria, Aria, he had he was born into the UPK, but he had taught me something some years and years ago around the time I first came in and got to know him, and he had told me, like, even although I was born into the school, I still should be dead. And how he broke it down to me made so much sense, because it's like, whether you're born into the truth or you're not, I mean, we still have a debt to pay to the Most High. Because let's say that you are born into, it's like to Yahweh Shai, right? We have a debt to pay to Yahweh Shai. But let's say that we are born into the school or born into the truth, you can still fall off. I mean, it can happen to anybody. It's not far-fetched. Anybody can go off. That's why the Bible says in Isaiah, our righteousness is as a filthy rag.
Right.
And what that means is better. Let me grab it, because I love that precept. So let me see.
If I could, but have restored to the debt of his pledge. I mean, pay back what you owe. Right. Don't be that guy. Don't be that brother or sister that's got outstanding debts with anybody. Whether it's a debt collector, hospital bills, things like that. Try to get all that shit right. Right. It's you don't want that reputation. That's brought on by violence. Mm-hmm. We got a violent history as a people. The things that we've not only experienced, but the things that we've done. Right. I mean, David was such a bloody man. He didn't even make it into the kingdom. Right. Now he had some other sins under his belt too, but that was one of the big ones that stuck out with the Lord. Like the things that we've done to each other. Right. Treating each other the same way that our oppressor treats us. Right. It does us a great disservice. Right. It does. That's right. So based on what the brothers have said, that is very correct. The precept is going to be Isaiah 64, verse 6. And I might as well just put it on the screen for you guys real fast. Bear with me. I'm sure you've seen this precept before, right? Okay. Right.
All right, Isaiah chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing. All our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. So now, what this is speaking about is although, yes, we are righteous, but our righteousness is as a filthy rag. Not saying that our righteousness it ain't shit. It is something. But at the same time, it can become dirty. So the opposite of righteousness is wickedness. So when you're righteous, you are a clean person. You are very clean. But you can become wicked if you fall off. Like it can fade away. There are people that come and go in the truth all the time. They come and go, brothers and sisters all the time. It happens. You know what I mean? And a lot of those brothers and sisters, man, they just came in for an opportunity. They came in to lay on someone's couch. They came in to get away from the gangs. They came in to, hide from, the police. Like just certain things that, stories that you may hear. They came because they thought it was like a little phase in their life. They thought that it was a new version of the Christian church. You know what I mean? And that's not the case. Like this is serious. When you come into the UPK, you wrote your name in blood. When you officially get that name from the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, and the reason why I say it like that, because our names come from Yahweh Shai. Understand that our names come from the Lord. If you got a name from somewhere else, that's not you. That's not your name. That's not you. You know what I mean? That's still the old you that they were trying to paint you as. When you come into the UPK, man, we truly see who you are and see your works as a brother or a sister. And you are named based on who you truly are, who the Lord intended you to be. Like our names, man, like they fit us to the T. Like every brother or sister who I've met in UPK, it's like, damn, that's you. That is you. Like, wow, like the Lord, he doesn't miss when it comes to us. Not at all. All right? You know what I mean? And so, our righteousness is as a filthy rag. It can be gone. It can be gone any minute. But that's why every day you have to fight for your zeal. The same zeal that you had, the same happiness and excitement that you had when you first came into the school, when you first learned about the school. You want to keep that until Christ returns. Right. And once Christ returns, it's going to be embedded in you. You want to know why? Because that's what the Bible says. You know what I mean? And also, too, there will still be demons in the time of the kingdom of heaven, right? Right, in the kingdom. But they are going to be so weak to deceive you, it's going to be hard for them to try to catch you up. And then with the structure that Yahushua and the 144,000 is going to have, it's going to be impossible, almost impossible for a demon to try to get to you. Right now, demons can get to you any way possible if you are not paying attention, you're not focused, you're not disciplined, all right? You're not on your square. It's easy for a demon to get to you. Look at America. Everything that America shows you is at your doorstep. It's on your phone. It's in your TV. It's outside. You know what I mean? It's on your computers. It's everywhere. Everything screams temptation around us. But in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be so damn hard. It's going to be a joke. You are going to laugh to scorn. You see something that's trying to get you out of your, discipline. You are going to laugh and be like, look, so you trying to make me go against this brother and this sister. That's hilarious.
Right.
You trying to make me, poison the king. That's hilarious. You trying to make me do drugs again? Really? Oh, you trying to make me go rob again? That's hilarious. Like, you are gonna laugh at that demon. All right. And when I say demon, I'm not talking about an actual demon that you're gonna see in person, but demons go through people. Understand that. All right. Don't think about the movies where you see red looking people who are demons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you will never actually see a actual demon itself, just through people. Okay. All right. Most High in Christ, I can't wait to get my name over. Damn right, it's coming. You're damn right. Keep doing what you're doing, so it definitely will come. All right. Definitely, Most High in Christ. We all looking forward, ain't we?
Damn right.
Sure. That's a beautiful day when someone gets raised up, they get their name. I mean, all that stuff, man. A baby on the way, all that stuff like that. That is beautiful. You know, just graduated college, high school. You know, all those things, man. That is beautiful. You just got married to a strong priest or a strong woman. You know, in the UPK, a strong sister in the UPK. You know what I mean? Like all those things are beautiful. Like we are gonna have a drink to that. Once the sister gets her name, we definitely gonna get messed up. All right. Most High in Christ to that. All right, so let's move forward, Salaki. We did sidebar a little bit, but I think that was very necessary. You think so?
It don't hurt to
it don't hurt because it's right on topic and it's around that time for Passover. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Have not oppressed any, but hath restored to the debt of his pledge.
Mm-hmm.
Hath spoiled none by violence. Hath given his bread to the hungry, and hath covered the naked with a garment.
I think you just went over this, right?
Yeah, and then just recap.
Okay. Which part did you stop? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So I mean that's also not just literal bread and food and clothing. It also expresses resources, things to keep people alive and keep them functioning. You know, charity is definitely part of our culture and one of our duties. Verse 8. He that hath not given, and I know it says he, that also applies to the sisters too.
Right. Like for example, when you hear in Genesis, mankind is talking about man and woman. And for some reason, that's not common knowledge. For some reason, it's not common knowledge. Like never in history do you hear man and womankind. I haven't. I've never heard of that. Mankind is talking about man and woman. The reason why it's mankind because the man is the head. He's the authority. All right. And man and woman were born at the same time, by the way. Because there's a lot of things, a lot of nut jobs out there who say women were born first, then the man. Now, you know, I get where people can get that from, but you gotta ask yourself a question: how did the woman get here? Who impregnated her for you to get here?
Was it the chicken or the egg?
There you go.
Which one was it?
The Most High put us both on here first.
Tell me.
And then creation started to happen.
Open up your pineal gland and answer that.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? How the hell was woman born first, and then she just had a baby? Like where? Who is the father of that baby? The first woman to have a child. Who is the father of that baby? Like, come on, man. Christianity has destroyed us. You gotta really, you know, focus and stay off the drugs of Christianity. Look, I've never done drugs in a day of my life, even in the world, right? Ever. But one thing I can say is Christianity is stronger than any drug that's out there. Because I would say Christianity was something I used to be on. I used to smoke that all the time without even knowing that I was high. Because all the things that we learn from parents, from your guardians, and it's just stupid, man. I used to really believe God loves everybody. Man, that is one way to keep a slave to the oppressor. It don't matter how many times they hurt you, your oppressor, you still believe God loves everybody. So God loves the man who killed Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Sandra Bland. Like, it doesn't add up. And you know what's funny? It's not even in the Bible. All the things that we grew up learning as far as Christianity, getting so high off of it, we never decided to come off the high and look in the Bible and see if it was true or not. Man, good night. Sad, man. There's nothing stronger than Christianity. There's nothing stronger than Christianity whatsoever. Okay? All right, let's keep going, unless you're looking up something.
I was trying to make a comparison on a couple things.
All right, you got it. Go ahead. That's one.
Verse 8, he that hath not given forth upon usury, neither hath taken any increase, that hath withdrawn his hand from iniquity, hath executed true judgment between man and man.
I want to say it's gambling, but I know it's more than that. I would just say that's one example. This is what I think about instantly with that one.
And I mean, even extortion.
Extortion, yeah, exactly. Because usury. Yeah. Gambling, extortion, fraud.
And I mean, it's overpricing, overcharging.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a craftsman or something, and again, a lot of this is based on the climate and the culture of our people.
Right.
If you're a craftsman, you know that your handiwork is worth 10 heads of cattle. Dude ain't got no cattle though.
Right.
Maybe he's got 100 stalks of corn.
Hey, Salaki, for that, something's wrong with the stream. Just cut off for a second, but we're back. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear, or Salaki, put 144 in the chat if you can see it's back on in the stream. Let's wait for a second. Okay. All right, 1 and 144, that's fine. All right, no sign for us. All right, you can go ahead.
All right, yeah, just saying, usury amongst our people is forbidden. We don't do that amongst each other. You give a brother or sister $500, they're only supposed to give you back $500, even if that's got to take 10 years. We do have certain laws, like if they can't pay you back within 7 years, you're supposed to forgive that debt. Now, that don't mean, this would also go back up to, but hath restored to the debtor his pledge. Don't be that dude that's just waiting on that 7th year to not have to pay it back because your brother's got to follow the law and forgive you. Don't be that guy. Because chances are after that reputation gets out there, you're not going to get another loan if you got into some trouble again.
Right.
All right, so yeah, verse 8, he that hath not given forth upon usury, neither hath taken any increase, that hath withdrawn his hand from iniquity, have executed true judgment between man and man. Verse 9. Hath walked in my statutes and hath kept my judgments to deal truly. He is just, he shall surely live, saith Yahweh.
Right, and that's very important. I like that because, okay, so the first part, right, verse 5, when it talks about, but if a man be just and do which is lawful and right, it's showing you what not to do and what you should do. And when you do that thing that is right and just, which is in verse 9, you know, it's going to tell you, it's like the reward, which is live. You are going to live. Because, I mean, give me an example, Amon, how, just based on the last verse, how that can kill you.
Oh, man.
So many ways.
So many ways. Golly. I mean, you can set yourself up for so many different fails. If you bear false witness against a brother and condemn him, or a brother or a sister, you know, they might have kids, man. They might have family too that sees what just happened, and we're dealing with this stuff right now. That brother who died in the police custody, his brother had went to the cop shop and shot it up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
You talking about the article I sent you?
I'm not sure if it was that same article, but
in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I sent it to you.
Yep.
Also, it must have been another article that came out afterwards.
I thought that was the same one.
Same one? Okay, I didn't read the whole thing, but I sent it to you because I knew you still got ties with them.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're dealing with people like that, and if you're dealing with people like that, to like, if you bring somebody into your home, if you're taking guardianship of them, which is in that case what those cops are technically doing, they're taking guardianship, they're taking responsibility of you. If they're locking you up, slapping cuffs on you, reading you your rights, and apprehending you,
right?
They're taking responsibility for that. You die in their custody, and we've heard this how many different times in different ways that this is going on.
Right. So
now that brother went back to that shop and shot it up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't dealing just with the people and following the laws to the people, you could break somebody's countenance to where they might break the law.
Right.
And look for retribution.
Right.
Unjustly.
Right.
Unjustly.
And Most High did say, vengeance is mine.
And we've seen how people die over scuffing each other's shoes, man. People die over this. People
still like a mean mugger too.
Me, I was literally just gonna say I've straight up gotten into all out brawls with somebody. We catch each other eye across the street. All of a sudden, you know, nobody wants to look away because we both men. You know what I'm saying? So now we steady parallel walking in different directions, steady mugging the hell out of each other for no reason. I don't know, dude. He don't know me. We didn't do it to say nothing to each other. You lock eyes, and then just boom, like it can happen like that. The dumbest, and people lose their lives over this. I got into this one fight with a brother who just like maybe a week or a month ago, that same month, he just got out of jail after a 10-year bid, blowing the brother head off with a shotgun.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, that's the dude I got into a fight with.
Oh, wait, you talking about the story you told me? No.
Yeah, that's
your phone got
was mobile for. Yeah, for real. Yeah, phone got passed over things. Trying not to let me get this done.
It's like
no, I don't think I ever told you about that story. But no, just
no, but it's like I don't mean to lie.
No, it happens over the dumbest thing.
No, I'm thinking about that one crazy ass, stupid ass story you told me about the first one.
There's a couple.
But no, it's like, you know, that's I'm trying to keep my discipline. So like, that shit just it's like it's not funny, but like it's stupid. It's stupid because I've literally seen people fight like that all the time. And I just walk away. Otherwise, like I used to, like in school, I used to just stand there and watch. And be like, these niggas crazy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know about y'all. Like I don't know about you. Who thinks about fighting 6, 7 in the morning at school? Just all out brawls for no damn reason. Like damn, nigga, like we just came to school. Nigga, breakfast just ended.
Right.
It's like who thinks about fighting? and 6, 7 a.m. Like niggas is tired. I guess that's why niggas fight because they tired. But no. That one story you told me, it was crazy. But good night. No, so like so like I had to let it out. My bad. No good.
No, we spoiling each other. We spoiling each other by that violence. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all too often in our neighborhoods, in our families.
Yeah. No, it's crazy though. That meme mugger thing, I would never understand that. Like, good.
Over nothing.
Over nothing. Like, you know, they like, bro, like, you know, what's up? It's like,
this brother was. I was walking to the. No, I was on the bus stop. This brother was turning the corner in the truck with his guy. I just look up. Now, in my ignorance too, at that time, I was looking for a fight. We accept any reason to get into a fight. It don't matter. Just looking for an excuse, spoiling each other with that violence. I look up, I catch dude eye, and again, nobody wants to look away, and then we just start. You know, I'm taking off my jacket, like you know what I'm saying, like what's up, and he's sitting there in the car, like, all right, what's up, skirt, bust around, and then pop, pop, pop. I mean, we in the middle of it. They almost got my head blew off. Almost beat the brakes off of him. Almost got my head blew off. You know, it could have gone either way so fast. And again, we going through this in captivity. We hating each other with the same efforts, in over pettier situations and circumstances than our oppressors hate us. Because they already got the puppet strings. They're already luring that bait over us. All we got to do is start tripping and bugging out for no reason because we're high, because we're alcoholics and oppressed, because we're poor, because we're homeless, because we're hungry, and somebody else got something.
Right. Well, shit. So like I gotta say, out of that situation, you know, it's good to know and see that you are very much alive. You know what I mean?
Most high Christ. I mean, it's certainly of no effort of my doing. If it was up to me, my dumb ass, would have been dead.
Well, I would say that now you actually have the effort. You showing the most high.
Now things definitely. I mean, I got that chance. Hey, Lord allow keep me around for a little while longer for whatever I'm good for. Hey, cool.
Or until Christ comes, or if you know, God forbid, if you do pass, it'll be in Christ, not in the world.
Right.
You know, I mean that's the difference. Because you know that there will be people who will pass doing the work of the Lord. You know what I mean? And that is so glorious. It's very, it's very sad to see a brother and a sister in the UPK. You know, I mean, we rarely die, but when we do, and in the UPK, it's honorable. It's sad, but we know that we are going to see them again. You know what I mean? But it's we try to keep ourselves here as much as possible. But life is life. Death is a real thing. It will happen. You know what I mean? Whether you're in the truth or outside of the truth. The difference is when you die doing the work of the Lord, you have, it's more honorable versus dying behind, things that the world will have you die from. Trying to rob, steal, drugs, sleep with somebody else's wife. You're a woman who's married, sleeping with somebody else's, husband, and that whole situation. It's so many scenarios that you can go into. But once again, it's good that your head did not get blown out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, kind of. So once time Christ to that. So let's keep it moving.
Verse 10. So now again, starting from 5, select from me.
Yeah, go
starting from 5, it's giving us this outline of a moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna be able to finish the whole thing. You have to tune with us next week to see what happened on the next episode of verse 10. If he begat a son that is a robber, a shedder of blood, and that doeth the like to any one of these things. Verse 11. And that doeth not any of those duties, but even hath eaten upon the mountains and defiled his neighbor's wife. So I mean, you could get hit for this or for that.
Right.
like some people wanna have that chip on their shoulder because they didn't rob anybody, or they weren't selling drugs, or they never murdered anybody, but they had applied usury to a brother, or they did commit adultery. And, old girl said, I'm not with dude no more. It's been, I kicked him out, 3 days ago. What's up? And then you fall for that.
And we do have protocols on that in the UK. We do, just to make sure that you are not caught up in a love triangle, which a lot of times, someone's going to die. Someone's going to get hurt. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be someone in jail or dead. You know what I mean? You want to be very careful. You know what I mean? We always say to think with your head, not your,
right.
What they say? Think with
your big head, not your little head.
There you go. Right. You see, act like you never had sex before. Like, just, control yourself. Control your body. All right.
Because I don't know if y'all know this, but people die over that.
Yeah, like their body, their lust, just it gives them so strong where they don't give a damn about the consequences. It's like, I'm trying to get this in. I'm trying to feel good now.
Right.
I need this fix right now.
Instant gratification.
Right. That's what I need right now. Like, you got to be careful because things can go left and right quickly. Quick. Like, you got to be very careful when you're dealing with any woman. For the brothers. Now, for the sisters, when you're dealing, when you know for sure that you have no ties with anyone, right? You're trying to deal with the man and stuff like that. There's even protocols as for that as well.
Right.
You gotta know what you're getting yourself into when you're dealing with a certain man. He might touch on your children.
No.
You better be careful if you got children. He might beat you half to death if you don't see the red flags of if this man has issues mentally. You know what I mean? Like, all those things matter. If he's not a drug addict, because he might steal everything out of your house after y'all smash.
Yeah.
And you wake up to nothing but you on the floor in the bed, not even there.
And I don't know if y'all know this, but people die over that.
Yeah.
People get murdered because of this.
Right.
So
right. So with that being said, is that it on that? Unless you had something else to say.
So the one thing, all right, so verse 11, and that doeth not any of those duties. Again, if you're not giving somebody bread when they hungry,
right? If
you're not covering somebody naked, with a garment, and that doesn't mean literally naked. Now there might be some circumstances where, especially back in the day, where brothers and sisters may have been literally naked, literally had no clothes.
Oh, you talking about Noah?
No, but just like poor people.
Oh yeah, kind of.
And like now, and actually, I can't even say necessarily so much back in the day because that happens today too.
Yeah,
people get robbed. People got beef with somebody. They will strip them butt naked.
Yeah, for everything.
For everything, and leave dude in the streets, leave dude in the alley, leave that sister, behind a dumpster, man.
Yeah.
And like this happens. I don't know if people out there know about this, but people die over this shit.
Right.
So like it.
Right.
So if you're not showing that charity, or again, if you're not stealing or applying usury, but maybe you are selling your soul to the devil, that expression. Like it says in 11, but even hath eaten upon the mountains, making covenants with these elites, joining that Greek fraternity, right? Skull and Bones, being a Mason, Illuminati. Things like Illuminati, kind of things like that. Trying to rub elbows with the toppity tops, that 666. Those families, that 1%, trying to be like Elon Musk or something, or defile your neighbor's wife. Now again, those are two different extremes, but how would I say this? Detrimentally, they are the same. Like cause and effect, they can be the same. Like you're gonna end up destroying somebody's life behind that.
Right.
And I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but people get murdered over this.
Right.
Chances are you're not gonna get shot in your face if you're not dealing with another man's wife, or if you're not selling your people out. There's a good probability. I don't know the stats. I don't know the numbers off top, so like this, sir, but chances are you're not gonna get jumped, because you're abusing your people. So.
Right. Also, too, I mean, this is a fact. Although mankind is man and woman. Women, by the stats, they outnumber man, which makes sense. So, go get you a woman that's not bound by anybody else, but by a man.
There's plenty of them out there.
There you go. You know how that worldly term they always say. There's always fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Like, go find you a woman who is not bound by a man, who is not someone else's property, so to speak. All right. And women in the world hate that term. Oh, I ain't no man's property. Then why do you say this is my man? That's your man, so that's your property, and he's your property. Y'all belong to each other. That's all that means. Chill out now. Like you said, that's my child.
Right.
Well, that's your child. That's your property. That's your child. That's yours. No one else's. I get it. No sweat. Because it's not too far fetched, right? It's not different. Okay, but like, women outnumber men. You feel me? Like, so, and multiple wives, or just just having a woman or more, it's a thing. Get you a woman that no one else has. That's what you do. Like, if you are a man and you want some other man's woman, something is wrong with you. You are very gay. That's very effeminate.
For real.
After that man then done manners of filthiness, you know what I mean? That's, lawful in the bedroom, of course. All the things that he then did to this woman in the bedroom. Now you want to do something to her as well? You're sick.
Yeah.
You are disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You are very filthy and disgusting. You know what I mean? Like if that doesn't help, a lot of men love their mothers who raised them. Their mothers. Can you see your mother just having 1,000 men in and out the house every time? You probably would just want your father, if he was around, just your father, just to be with your mother and no other man.
Yeah.
That's filthy.
Yeah.
How about this? Your sisters or your sister. Do you want 1,000 men in and out your doing all manner of nastiness to your sister? How about your daughter? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Your daughter, man. That's disgusting. And because of our lust as Black Hispanics and Native Indians, man and woman, we don't look at it like that, because the lust doesn't give you. There's no morality in lust.
Right.
You feel me? There's no logic in being a lustful bastard. There's not. That's why it's called lust. And lust brings bad things. It brings unlawful things. Ain't nothing good about lust. Not at all. All right. So anyway, I'm done speaking about that. You want to say something else? Or you good?
Again, I don't know if people know about this, but people get murdered over this stuff, man.
All those things
over the dumbest things.
Right.
That can be easily avoided. Keep these law, statutes, commandments. It's for your own well-being. And it sets a good example and precedent for your children, for your people, for your brothers, your sisters, people that are out there looking for guidance and direction.
Right.
That want to be better than being a drug addict, being a drug dealer, being just being lost. Mm-hmm. You got people out there that just don't know what direction to be in. They might have a good job financially, they might be good and things like that, but they got a horrible relationship with their family. They don't know how to choose a partner. They spend their money on vanities that again are just there for a quick fix to make them feel better about being alone and about being misunderstood. And you come to the truth, you find out why you're so different than anybody else.
Right.
You find out why. You find that home. You find that company that you need to belong to.
Right.
And we start this again, like with every city. Brothers started this by themselves. Just because you're in a city by yourself, brothers and sisters, don't be discouraged by that. The cavalry is coming. Help is on its way.
That's right.
Just hold on, man.
That's right.
Hold on.
That's right.
Don't let them Passover demons get to you. April 15th, man, Cocoa Beach, Florida is going down. Come through.
Right. That's right.
By whatever means. If you need help, reach out to the leaders around you. Reach out to the school nearest you, and talk about it. Talk about it now, though. Don't wait until
last week.
Yeah. April 14th when you're supposed to be there, in the morning.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
And for the brothers, if I could too, just kind of a personal thing, the brothers going through Hebrew Academy, man, we almost there.
That's right.
We almost there.
That's right.
I'm gonna be right there with you. Go down, be right there with you, man. April 14th, we're gonna meet up, we're gonna click up. We're gonna get them covers, man. We're gonna get them jackets.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's call it.
All right, with that, we'll get back into these prayers. Amadu, Stan, close down the Sabbath service. Trying to face the east. Again, we're going to start off with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abinaw, Shabbat Shemai, Kodash, Ayat, Shemkat, Yahweh, Malakukat, Tabak, Batazaka, Ayat, Aisha, Ba'arat, Kawak, Hayat, Bashamayim, the thunder now, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Basalak now, Kabawat now, Kasalak now, Kabawat now, Wala, Tabiyan now, Bansawan, Abo, Awshan now, Mayan, Rai, Kayat, Lakat, Amalakwa, Wa'al, Wata Parat, Lawalan, Yaman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'at, Ayanya, Ahari, Mayan, Yaba'at, Azari, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arat, Ayatan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'at, Yanawam, Wala'at, Yayashan, Shalmon, Yashal, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazorka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yamamam, Ashamak, La'at, Yakakat, Wa'arat, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makorat, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Aulam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes
To the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
My help.
My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee when I slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Pray for the power of the cock and evil. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Bakusha.
Bakusha.
The thunder level.
Thunder now.
Cock.
Ka.
The cock.
Ka.
La'arafa'ah.
Rafa'ah.
Call Makala.
Kamakala.
Call Marawa.
Kamadawa.
The cock.
Ka.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Amatazar.
Amatazari.
The cock.
Ka.
Lahaquim.
Lahaki.
Matim.
Mati.
The cock.
Ka.
Arafawat.
Arakawat.
Hatamala.
Atama'ala.
Agarsham.
Garsh.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Tuaraman.
Tuaraman. In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. For to bless Israel and the evil. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Barakanaw.
Barakanaw.
Wayashal.
Yasha'al.
Wabayat.
Abayat.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'at.
Rafa'ah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Magun.
Again, at this time, you can say the name of the loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're still with us on social media, type in the name of the loved one, send the prayers up with you.
Ainawa.
Anawat.
Maccabia.
Maccabi.
Aman.
Man.
Kawa.
Kawat.
Tashamaru.
Tashimawa.
All of UPK
All
school.
of UPK school.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
The Rollins family.
Rollins family.
Sapara.
Sapar.
The Willis family.
Willis family.
The Peterson family.
Peterson family.
Daniel family.
Daniel family.
The Slaughter family.
Slaughter family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
IHK Minnesota.
Ashford came Minnesota. Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
All the brothers going through Hebrew Academy.
All the brothers going to Hebrew Academy.
UPK Minnesota.
UK Minnesota.
UPK Milwaukee.
UK Milwaukee.
UPK Reg.
UK Reds.
UPK Chicago.
UK Chicago.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Jamin.
Jamin.
Rockapat.
Rockapat.
Anna Lee.
Anna Lee.
McIntosh family.
McIntosh family. Zion.
Zion.
Samuel.
Samuel.
Maccabi.
Maccabi.
Amagabar.
Magabar.
Zion.
Zion.
Marakapat.
Rockapat.
Kwanyala. Kwanyala.
Wanyala.
Kanagabar.
Kanagabar.
Tarak.
Tarak.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Raphael.
Raphael.
And slacking to the sister, let me know if I get this wrong, but the Stanford family.
Stanford family.
By Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Tuaraman.
Tuaraman. In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Love them.
Love them.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Dam Yalaka.
Adam Yalaka.
Al-Takharash.
Al-Takarash.
Wal-Tashkwat.
Al-Tashkwat.
Oh.
Oh.
Kayahna.
Kayahana.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yaham Yawan.
Yaham Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amaka.
Al-Mak.
Ya'ayam.
Yarayam.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Wayata Ya'itazwa.
Mayati Yataz.
Al-Tazwa Pandika.
Out of the Pomka.
Amaru.
Amar.
Lakawa.
Akawa.
Wanakakidam.
Kakina.
Magawi.
Magawi.
Malawat Salaki. Wala'a Yazaka.
Ala'a Yasakor.
Shamya Sha'al.
Sham Yasha'al.
Awad.
Aywa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Naitazwa.
Nayataz.
Laba.
Naba.
Yakharwa.
Yakat.
Ayaka.
Ayat.
Baryat.
Baryat.
Yakaratwa.
Yakarat.
Ahali.
Ahori.
Aramam.
Agawam.
Waya Shamai Alayam.
Waya Shemai Aliyam.
Mawa'ab.
Mawa'ab.
Wahgariam.
Wagari.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Wa'anwan.
Wanwa.
Wa'amalak.
Yamalat.
Al-Shak.
Shah.
Amishabi.
Abishah.
Tazawal.
Tazabu.
Gam Ashawal.
Kam Ashu.
Nalawa.
Yanawa.
Amam.
Admon.
Aywa.
Ayawa.
Zarawai.
Sarawai.
Labani Lawat.
Abanyawa.
Salat.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Magin.
Kamai.
Kasaya Sara'a.
Kasiya Sara'a.
Kayabian.
Kiyabi.
Banakhal.
Banako.
Wayashwan.
Yashwan.
Nashimarwa.
Nashamal.
Bayanda Arab.
Bayanda Arab.
Aywa.
Ayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Lagdam.
Adam.
Shatamu.
Satam.
Narayab Mawa.
Nariyab Maw.
Kairab.
Kaira.
Wakazaba, Wakazaba, Wakatazal Manai, Wakatazal Manai, Call Nasaya Kamu, Ashar, Amaru, Nairasha, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shatamu, Kagogala, Kagwash, Lapanya Rauha, Kaash, the Byri Yahaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hari, Kantaradakma, Basaruka, Wabaso Wapatka, Abalaham, Mala'at, Panyaham, Qualawan, Wayaba Quashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Wayat, Bahawa, Adia Ai, Wayat, Kaparwa, Wayat, Abarwa, Wayat, Daiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawah, Labaka, Aliyawan, Ko, Alright, that's perfect.
In the English. Give not thy silence. O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still. O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden one. They have said. Come. Let's cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. The Garians. Cabal. And Amalek. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As the Sisera. As the Jabin. As the brook Kison. Which spirits that endure. It became as dung for the earth. Making noise like a red. And like to eat. Yea. Other princes as a bot. And as the moon. Who said, let's take to ourselves a house of God possession. Oh my God. Make it like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As a fire burneth the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill the face with shame. Let me seek thy name. O Lord. Let it be confounded in trouble. Forever. Yea. Let it be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things live. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Listen to us now. Right now. Said he was a curse. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. Israelite brothers. In the school. Said he was a curse. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. That refused to give to the school. Force their riches. Into thy sanctuary. Said he was a curse. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And the drug and courses. And prisons. Land parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Everlasting gods and armies. Roman Catholic Church. Pope. Islam. Christianity. Tolerance. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Hotspur Gay. Lesbian. Spies. Works of witchcraft. Nazi space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Give an access change. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Try to stop. Broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plague. Cause to go to and fro. To the earth and consume it. Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
And the murder.
and the murder.
Let Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh shot
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel
Come down to flying saucers.
down to flying saucers.
Punish all the heathens.
Punish all the heathen
That come up against us.
that come up against us.
As to speak thy
Word
word.
speak thy word.
Cause we know by all.
Cause to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done
It's
this.
the angels that have done.
Cause we spread through the media.
Cause to be spread through the media
Throughout the whole
throughout
world.
the whole world.
Cause them to shake that come.
Cause to shake that come.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Name Yahweh shot.
Thank you always.
Tomorrow.
So be it.
So big. So
All right, that concludes the Sabbath service. All right. All right, shalom, Israel. Shalom.